Hi you guys, my name is Cherita. Welcome to my channel. And apparently I'm going through puberty or something. So anyways, I'm getting ready to do my makeup real quick because I am going to my parents' house. It is currently Memorial Day and we're having a barbecue. So I'm just gonna get ready for that really quick. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video about this whole Jeffree Star Yak Ranch situation. And it's not like, I don't think it's the video that you guys think it's going to be. I will be using the same talking points as, like Jeffree is the same person that, that we always thought him to be. But like, I don't think him being a farmer or yakking or ranching or whatever you want to call it is like inherently a bad thing. And I can't argue against like what he's doing with his yaks because I am not a farmer. I am not a rancher. I don't know the first thing about caring for, animals and whatever. But yeah. So a while ago, and you guys know I literally have no sense of time, Jeffree Star said that, he was starting a yak farm or whatever. Okay, that's fine. It's random, but whatever. And Jeffree, as we know, is like a business person first, right? He's a business person and he is going to go where the money is. I mean, his YouTube career, like there it is. So I thought it was, pretty random, but it is what it is. And when, people got upset, I guess, because they found his trademark for Star Ranch or Star Yak or whatever it's called. And he had trademarked for, like everything that you can use yaks for. So it was like fur and butchering and, just whatever. And when he first started his yak farm, it was like, these are my pets. And like I said, people got upset and they were saying things like, oh my gosh, I thought you were vegan and cruelty free. Like, how could you butcher yaks and blah, blah, blah. And then of course he went into defense mode and said, like I would never kill my yaks. These are my pets, blah, blah, blah. He said that, by the way, I'm using Eternal Eclipse from Lunar Beauty on my eyes today. And so I think when he, said that he wasn't going to be using his yaks for meat or whatever, he said he was doing it to protect his brand or whatever. So, of course, like that quieted people down. It shut people up. And now here we are months, years, however long later, and he is now selling his yak meat. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Jeffree would do something like that. And I'm confused as to why people are confused. And a lot of people are like, well, he is on a farm. Like, what do you think, those animals are for? And a lot of people are like, well, he said, X, Y, and Z, which he did. And so, of course, when people brought it to his attention, and I don't know how many people, because I am blocked, as is he, I know there was one person in particular that was like, you're the person that said X, Y, and Z, and now here you are, selling your yak meat. And of course, like, in true Jeffree form, he went off and he was like, you're a piece of shit. Like you don't exist to me, take a Xanax and this, that, and the other. And it's like all because somebody questioned your own words. And my thing is like, I am all about like, normalize changing your mind when provided with new information. And allegedly, Jeffree found that, if he raises his his yak, in a nurturing way and, they're grass fed and he takes good care of them. And then whatever the humane way is to butcher his animals, like that's what he's doing, which, okay, fine. Like nobody is upset with that. That's not the problem, because like I think the only people who should or could be upset or offended are vegans. People who are vegans because they don't believe that animals should be consumed anyway. There are vegans who are like, they think they're against like massive corporations and how they handle animals, and it's not cruelty free, right? So with Jeffree, is he doing good things? Yeah, like he's raising them and nurturing them and loving them, and that's what farmers do. So like I don't know, like people of course are using the excuses like, well, it's Jeffree, he called them their pets and blah, 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 blah. Again, I'm not going to speak to how farmers and ranchers raise and or call their livestock, because I am not one of those people. I don't know if they name all of their animals that get butchered. I don't know these things. So if Jeffree wants to call every single yak his pet and then butchers them, let him. Like let him, because I'm sure other people do it as well. People do that with their chickens and their turkeys and their other animals. But like I said, it's not what he's doing, it's how he's doing it. And it's just, in true Jeffree fashion, like he's going off on women who are calling him out for things that he said. And there's a way to tell your audience that you're doing certain things. And I wish he would understand that instead of lying, or instead of giving absolutes, which is what he tends to do, he gives absolutes and then he goes back on his word. And then when people call him out on his word, he calls them names and then but then he'll tell people like, oh, I've changed. I'm not like that anymore. I don't call names. I don't do this. I don't do that. That's the issue. The issue isn't, oh, he's now selling yak meat. And I'm still confused as to why people are confused. Jeffree is a businessman. Period. Point blank. He is a businessman. And if there is good business, like if there's money to be made, Jeffree is going to make that money. Like, no matter what. And I don't know. And people are also saying like, oh, well, his makeup brand is cruelty free, but he runs the farm. Yeah, it's vegan and cruelty free in the sense as they don't practice or test their makeup on their animals, right? Because if that was the case, then you guys should be mad at every makeup brand who is not vegan themselves. And I feel like people have tried to call Jeffree out on that as well. They've tried to say things like, oh, I thought you were vegan, but you're eating Taco Bell or whatever. And he's like, no, my brand is vegan. I'm not vegan, which like multiple things can be true at once. Like you don't have to be vegan in order to support no testing makeup on animals, right? At least that's how I see it. So just, I don't know. I think if people would just see him for what he is, like everything he does is so predictable. And then after, he went off on the girl, because again, he tends to only go off on women. When he went off on that girl, then it was like, we're fighting for women's reproductive rights. There are other things to focus on than me owning and selling yak meat. Before this, when has he brought up anything along those lines? That's what I would like to know. Whenever he gets called out for being a hypocrite, which that's exactly what his issue is. He's a hypocrite. when he gets called out for being a hypocrite, the first thing he does is he's like, oh my God, there's other things to be worrying about in the world, as if you cannot be worried about multiple things at once. It's just like with the gold couch. You guys remember the gold couch? How, he had to do, well, he didn't have to do anything, but he did an apology video, and in the gold, he was on the gold couch, and it was like Breonna Taylor and this, that, and the other. And then he didn't know all the names of the victims that he was naming. So he had to voice over the names. I think it was Elijah McClain. I think it was like, I don't know what name he said, obviously, but the voiceover was, I want to say it was Elijah McClain. But he only brings up injustices when he gets called out. I've never seen him, and here I am doing absolutes, but like, I cannot remember a time where he called out injustice just for the sake of calling out injustices. It's always when he is called out for being a hypocrite. So I don't know. My whole thing is, let the man sell the meat. Like, there's nothing problematic about him selling the meat. And everybody is just like, I don't, like, that was just such a shock. When he opened up that yak farm and he trademarked butchering, how did you not think the man was not going to sell meat? That's what I would like to know. It was right there in your face. It was literally right there. So, like, I think what he's doing is good. And again, like, I'm not in that industry, so I'm not pro, I'm not con. I truly don't care. If he's doing good things, which I think he probably is for the meat industry, then great. But no, he's doing it because of business, which is fine. I mean, I guess the only thing that we should be worried about is the end result. I don't know, like, whatever. So I guess that's it. The man still has not changed. So it would just be better if people would say things like, I truly don't care what he does because I like him. And I wish Jeffree would understand that, even like when he first started his yak ranch and people were like, oh my God, I can't believe he would, butcher yaks and da-da-da. And he's like, oh, I would never do that. I wish he would have known, if he would have said something along the lines of, it's possible that in the future, I will this, that, and the other. Instead of just being like, oh, I would never do that. These are my pets. I love them. You would never catch me doing anything like that. Like, I don't know. It's weird. And I wish I could tell you guys how he explained his new business endeavor, but I did not go that far into research. All I know is that his stuff, his yaks are well taken care of. They're grass fed. They're good for the environment. So anyway, I'm just gonna finish my face and I'll let you guys see what it looks like when I'm done. Actually, I lied. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm gonna finish my makeup at my parents' house. So anyways, but my eyes are done. So let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. I think it was totally blown out of proportion, and people just need to call that man out for the hypocrisy and not for doing things that in my opinion were inevitable. So let me know what you guys think, and until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Give me up, I wanna. Gotta work, go berserk, I gotta. Know you gon' wake up. Know you gotta get your cake up. Don't matter if it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's my time,